Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is the brother Yatabia Wa'ala coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying. Just like a lamb back. The elder Yashuamba had did a lesson, going into this clip. On the Breakfast Club, they're talking about the CHIP, all right, the MOTB. And, it's starting to be pushed out a lot more often, all right? You're seeing everybody talk about the Neuralink, all right, and other forms of the CHIP because it's almost here, all right? But, I wanted to go into the aspect of, the worldly knowledge aspect and how, this is how they're marketing it. All right, they're marketing it as, the next form of technology where basically it'll help you be superhuman. All right, but it's a false superhuman. All right, they got you linked up, on the Internet of Things, and you're just basically under total control. But this is how they're marketing it. All right, you'll be able to walk if you're paraplegic. You'll hear in this link, about supposedly being able to download different languages in your mind. All right, which is all BS. All right, because really it's the knowledge of this world. But let me play it and I'll grab a couple precepts.
Y'all get the chip, like the Neuralinks. Because think about it, like there's going to be people out here that are doing that. They're going to be smarter than us. They're going to be able to break things down faster than us in order to keep up. If you know the majority of the population is getting this Neuralink or whatever it's going to be. And we grew up in the era where we was, what you mean chips, put chips in the babies and all that. We was against that. Would you do that?
Would you do it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Imagine if you can download every single language in your brain. So you go to France and now you speak fluent French. That's helpful. Or you go to, Mexico and now you speak fluent Spanish, right? What if it gets hacked?
Yeah.
F your brain right
so
up.
So you scared.
That's why I wouldn't do it, because I'll be too nervous. Like if it get hacked and now it's telling me, okay, you must do this, you must, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just.
Yeah, y'all thought RoboCop was a joke.
All right, well, you see him talking about it. You all right? And again, you see him talking about how you can supposedly download different languages. You'll be able to be on a level according to this world. All right, but well, let me just read it. This is 1 Corinthians 3:19. It says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High." All right, so here it is. They talking about being on some type of level, smart wise and all that. Well, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. It's wicked. All right, you have a system ran by Esau Edom. All right, what's pushed out? What's wisdom in according to this world? Well, anything that this man pushes. All right, the knowledge and everything, you have to go through his schools. All right, he's the pinnacle of knowledge. You have to go to him. All right, you have to get his technology. What does the Lord say? This is foolishness. All right, it says, "For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness." Now let me jump over here. 1 Timothy 6:20. It says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings," all right, which is, epistle, all right, exhortation, okay, to avoid the BS, all right, empty talks, profane, which is outside the temple, wicked talkings. But this is the point, and oppositions of science falsely so called. All right, now this is what you got going on. The main pusher of a science falsely so called is Esau. All right, now, of course, you have our people which try and push, a lot of bug out doctrines. All right, you have, that's what our people love to go into, something has a deep breakdown. All right, all these different books. They don't like to go into the scriptures. They don't like the simplicity of Yahweh Shai. All right, so they got to go, and do the most. But who's the number one person of that? The number one nation, that's Esau. All right. His science, all right, which science, there is a science, but he creates something that is other than science. All right, he pushes his science, And what does it say? It's a science falsely so called. And when you get this in the NLT, it says, Timothy, guard what the Most High has entrusted to you. All right, hey, stay in the truth. All right, continue on what we have learned. It says, avoid godless, foolish discussions. Hey, and this is super godless. All right, this is anti-Hamashiach talking about this Sihip, talking about how this is going to be the next stage in so-called evolution according to Esau, what he thinks. All right, which again, that's all BS. It says, foolish discussions with those who oppose you with their so-called knowledge. And this is what it is. It's so-called knowledge. All right. It's foolishness. It's not true knowledge. Because again, what's really going to happen? Well, Esau, okay, he's going to push this Sihip. All right. Whether it does anything or not, which, we went into an article the other day, a couple weeks ago, with these top scientists say that everything that they're promising with these Sihips is exaggerated. All right, again, Esau is a deceiver. All right, he might promise you can do all this, you can be like a god, but really it's BS. All right, it's just to sell what he wants you to buy. All right, but this is the times we're in. All right, this is what we're witnessing, and this is what is going on. Esau pushing this so-called knowledge. Okay. Let me read that again. It says, Timothy, guard what the Most High has entrusted to you. Avoid godless, foolish discussions with those who oppose you with their so-called knowledge. And again, this is fake knowledge. All right? Or it's knowledge on the left-hand side. But again, you have Esau running this. And what does he push? He pushes nothing but wickedness. All right? And this place, again, is going down. All right? This place is coming to an end. And what's coming? All right? The kingdom. When Esau tries to push this thing, all right, and he gets the majority of our people to take it, to trust in him, well, he's not going to enjoy it. It says in Job that he's about to be taken out when he's about to fill his belly, when he's about to think that he has full ownership and full control. That's when he's about to be taken out of power. All right, what's true knowledge? True knowledge is he's going out. All right, and Jake is coming in. All right, Esau is the end of it, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, this kingdom is coming to an end. So anything that pushes this kingdom, the so-called technology, all right, it's vain. All right, it's empty, and it's so-called knowledge. All right, now what are we supposed to be seeking? The true knowledge. Okay, Proverbs 8. And and let me just start from the top. It's a beautiful chapter. I'll read down. Proverbs 8:1. Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? All right. Proverbs, the first chapter. All right. In the chief place of concourse. It says, she standeth in the top of high places by the way in the places of the pass. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. All right? Sons of man. All right? Specifically to our people. All right? The men of our nation, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, O you simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Scriptures say, with all thy getting, get understanding. Know what's going on. Know that we're in a war. This is literally we're under attack. All right, it's a spiritual war, and Esau is gonna try and push through his ultimate for lack of a better word, his last resort shot. All right, which is what? This MOTB, and it's gonna get a lot of our people. It says here, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. Yeah, not vain. All right, not profane. It says, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. Yeah, the Lord, you know, it's not telling you to take the siyip. He's telling you the other, all right, not to take it. He's telling you about a kingdom to come by way of his prophets. All right, that's righteous. It says they are plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instructions and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. So, you know, this so-called, you know, Internet of Things, these CHIPs, the Neuralink, all right, is nothing compared to true knowledge and wisdom. All right, knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the truth, the gospel. All right. I mean, yeah, you know, even if it was true, you could download 5 or 10 languages. That's nothing compared to knowing what's coming. All right. It says, I wisdom dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way and the forward math do I hate. All right, but that's pretty much it on that. Let me jump over here. Isaiah 33:6. All right, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right, and I bring this out, you know, we bring this out all the time because, you know, we're heading into a time like no other. All right, we're heading into Jacob's trouble, and this is, you know, partly, all right, you know, the chaos that's coming. This is what Esau is going to play on to make the people take to see it. But having the true understanding, having the true wisdom, we know that what this is Esau's plan to kill you, basically. All right, this is his last ditch effort to destroy you, and we understand that if you take it, it will destroy you. All right. Now I just wanted to get stability. All right, I'm a one, I believe. I'm a one. Yep. I'm a one. Yep. It says firmness, fidelity with faith. All right. Steadfastness, steadiness, literally. Firmness, figuratively, security, moral fidelity, set office, stability, steady, truly, truth, verily. All right. Figuratively, security. You're secure. All right. You're steadfast. You understand exactly what's coming. All right. You're firm. None of these things that Esau's offering, none of these things that Esau is trying to scare you with will shake you, because you know, all right, you believed what the true men of the Lord were saying, and you knew what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai was trying to tell us. All right, that this is not it. All right, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, and this is who we ultimately fear. All right, this is who ultimately the elect fear, is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Not Esau, not whatever he's pushing. All right, not the fear of losing out like they were going into in the clip. Oh, you know, you're going to go into a debate and they're going to be with the dudes that have the chip are going to be able to break things down and basically beat you in a debate faster. Well, you know, hey, that's not going to help you in the times to come. That's not going to help you get saved. On the contrary, you take that C-hip, you're going to get destroyed. All right? But the true fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, trusting in what he says and not taking that C-hip, all right, is the firm way to salvation. Okay? Believing in him. All right? Now let me jump. I'm going to jump around just to get the points. This is Revelation 13 and 12. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed, which is what? Modern day NATO and EU headed by America, which the beast that was had the wound, it was healed, is talking about that Roman Empire. It came back as NATO and the EU headed by America. All right, it's that same system. It says he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. He did that. All right, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right, and this image is going into what? This system. All right, this everything that he's pushing. All right, this new NWO. All right, this what do they call it? Fourth Industrial Revolution. All right, this philosophy. All right, that, you know, this is basically the whole philosophy that Esau's pushing. Okay. the transhumanism, the democracy, capitalism, all right, really going into a dictatorship, dystopian future. You will own nothing and be happy. All right. But this is what he's pushing. It's technology. All right. And this is the point, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. And this is going to be, his, this is going to be one of his trying motivational factors is the fear when he comes against the men of the Lord, the elect, to try and kill them. All right. But that's not going to make the elect budge. It says, and this is the point, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And you go into the word mark, all right, charagma, root word charax, root of that is what grapho. All right, you get the definitions of them. It's plain as can see, talking about a microchip. All right, and then the delivery source, going into the needle. All right, and also the information stored on it. All right, but he causeth all, all right, to receive this mark, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. All right, this is wisdom. This is what the Lord is trying to show us. All right, this C-hip, this is what they're selling. All right, the Neuralink or the C-hip that goes in the hand. That is what? That's the MOTB. All right, and again, you read Revelation, the 14th chapter. It tells you what happens if you take that. All right, it's a sure way to die. And really, this is rebellion. You take this C-hip, it's rebellion against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, and rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. What are you supposed to do to a witch? Suffer not a witch to live. All right. It says, here is wisdom. This is true wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. But this is true wisdom. All right, to understand these prophecies, to know what's coming. This is why, the elect are going to be stable in the times to come. Lord's will be of that number, because this is what the truth is. All right, this is what we know not to take. All right, but again, you see how people have these talking points that it's the next stage in technology. All right, it's for the betterment of people. It's high level wisdom. All right, it'll make you as smart as a computer. All right, but that's not true knowledge, and that's not going to save you from these things that are coming. Okay, the only way out, all right, is through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, and let me just get this last one. Was it Romans 11, I believe? Because this is who it's all about. All right, the elect will take heed. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. Okay, all Israel seeking for some type of salvation. All right, but the majority are gonna go to that pseudo salvation by way of the C-hip. It says, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right, and that's by way of prophecy as you read down. But what have they obtained? They have obtained this truth. All right, they've obtained the knowledge and wisdom to be stable in the times to come, and ultimately obtain salvation. So they're not going to take this C-hip. They're not going to take this MOTB. They're not going to rebel against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They know exactly what this is. This isn't a form of profitable technology. This isn't a form of high level wisdom. It's not a high form of knowledge. All right, this is science falsely so-called. Okay, this is a trap. But with that, Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and above.